Hi guys, it's Kirby. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing how I bleach my roots. I very often show the coloring process, but I don't very often show the bleaching process because that's the boring part. Nobody wants to see the bleaching. Everybody wants to see the vibrant colors, but I do think that the bleaching process is important, and so I'm going to show you how I bleach my roots at home by myself. It's nothing fancy, but it does get the job done, and I just want to kind of show that process so I can link this video to my other coloring videos of how to bleach your roots. This is not a all over bleach. This is also not a first time bleach. This is strictly a bleaching roots situation. But I am going to be talking about how to mix the bleach and things like that and whatnot. So yeah, first and foremost, I think the big debate is, do you have dirty hair or clean hair to bleach? I really don't think that there's a difference between dirty versus clean, but I will say that if you use a lot of product on your hair, gels, hairspray, you know, those types of things, you might want to give it a quick wash and then wait a day or two with no product on your hair before you bleach. What I've noticed is that whenever I have lots of hairspray buildup and dry shampoo and things like that, the bleach does not penetrate the hair as well as 2 or 3 day old hair that has no product on it whatsoever. So as you can see, I have 2 or 3 day old hair that doesn't really have any product. It might have a leave-in conditioner in it, but it is kind of oily. And that's not going to affect the bleach or anything. It just kind of is what it is. So what you're going to do first is divide your hair into 4 sections. You're going to do a part right down the middle, and then you're going to do a part from the back of your ear to the top of your head or the crown, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, back of the ear to the crown, and you're going to use these butterfly clips to section it off. I only use 3 butterfly clips because I know the one section I'm going to be working on, so I just leave that one out. You do you though. So once your hair is all sectioned, it does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be in 4 quadrants. You're going to wear gloves. Please, when you are bleaching, wear gloves. Wear gloves, wear gloves, wear gloves. I don't know how many times I need to say it, but wear gloves. Bleach can be very damaging to the skin, and so it's just much better if you wear gloves. Alright, next get yourself a tin brush. I like to use the bigger ones when I'm bleaching only because I know that I need to do a larger surface area. They make all different kinds of sizes and angles and things like that. I just got these from Sally's. They're $1 something or $2 or something. They're not that expensive. And then also a non-metallic bowl. This is just a plastic kitchen bowl because I need to mix up a lot of bleach for my roots. And so I find that the little tinting bowls from Sally's or you know what salons and stuff use, I do have them. They're just, I need to refill them over and over again, and I'll just whip up a big old batch in this plastic bowl. So non-metallic bowl, tin brush. Another thing that's going to be really helpful is a kitchen scale. This is not technically necessary, but I found if you want to get a really even mix, a kitchen scale is really, really nice to get that 1:1, 1:2 ratio, depending on what your bleach instructions say. It really, really helps. I use grams because I have also found that that is a very run-of-the-mill type of measurement unit because I have a powder bleach and then a liquid cream developer, so grams just kind of makes everything even across the board. And last but not least is going to be your bleach. I just get the Salon Care bleach. I used to get the Ion Color Brilliance bleach, and I do really love that one. It's just the budget constraints that I have at the moment have me buying the Salon Care Quick White, this huge 16-ounce package, and then these big old gallons. I know that I bleach my hair a lot, and so I just buy the big types of things. Whatever bleach you do purchase, they will have instructions on how to mix, and be sure you are reading these instructions carefully, because there are some bleaches that only use certain types of developer or certain volumes of developer, and also the ratio in which you mix the colors is different for every brand. The salon care one is a 1:2 ratio. So you'll do 1 scoop of this powder and then 2 scoops of the developer. And that's like 1:2. So if I'm doing 50 grams of lightener, then I'm gonna do 100 grams of the developer. You know, 1:2. However you want to do that, whether it's scoops, whether it's grams, whether it's, you know, you're eyeballing, whether it's ounces, it's 1:2 for the salon care. Other bleaches, I do think that the Ion Brilliance is a 1:1 ratio. Just be sure you are reading the instructions. Reading the instructions also will let you know how long you're going to be putting the bleach on for. The color, the salon care says a maximum of 45 minutes. We usually do I usually do a 30-minute to 40-minute processing time. Alright, then all you're going to do is mix up your bleach, and again, it's going to be 1:2. So I think I'm going to do 50 grams of bleach powder and then 100 grams of the developer. And then mix, 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 mix. And you're going to want to make sure that this is mixed really, really well. You don't want any lumps or bumps or anything like that. You're going to be left with a creamy mixture of bleach, and that's what you want, is creamy. If you are trying to eyeball your measurements, which is fine, we've all been there, we've all done that, you want it to be creamy and a little bit thick, like almost like a conditioner type of consistency. But yeah, you don't want a dry or too liquid type of bleach. You want it to be very creamy, a little bit like of a conditioner consistency, no lumps, no powders, no nothing. But yeah. When you start to apply your bleach, you're going to want to start in the back. If you were in a salon type of setting, you're going to start at the nape of your neck. Unfortunately, since I do this by myself, I have to start at the top of my head and work down. That's not necessarily a problem. It's just that there's more heat at the top of your head, so sometimes the processing times can be a little wonky when you start at the top versus the nape. If you have somebody helping you, definitely start at the nape, like the bottom of your hair, and work up, because that will give you a much more even bleach and a little bit longer time to work and process. I'm going to quickly show you, or try to show you, how I do the back of my head, and then I'm going to skip to the front. It's the exact same process that I do front to back or back to front. I just start in the back and then come to the front. It'll be easier to kind of show you and explain when I'm in the front of my head how I'm doing the actual bleaching or application process. When you're doing the back of your hair, if you did have a mirror, that would be great, so you could actually see where you're applying it. Unfortunately, that's not the case for me, so I just kind of have to wing it. Okay, we're gonna move on to the front, but you can already see that it's turning blonde, so you really need to work quickly so that you have an even processing of your hair. And now I can explain a little bit better what I'm actually doing, and it's the same thing I did in the back, but I'm going to outline the whole section with bleach first. And I'm only bringing it to where I have like a line of demarcation where like the new growth is, so only bringing it up and touching that green, but not overlapping too much. I know I have overlapped a lot in this video, and there's only so much you can do about that when you're doing it yourself. And make sure you get the hairline really, really well, because that's the worst offender of still being dark. And then once you have outlined the whole section with bleach, you're going to take really little sections within the quarter sections and then paint where the new growth is. Again, meeting where you already painted or where you already have color. I don't know if that makes sense. You want those things to, or you want the new growth and the old color to touch because you don't want to have a band. Like you can see here, I have like some bandedness, which I guess I could try and correct a little bit. And I know for my hair, I can have a little bit of overlap and my hair isn't going to fall out or my hair isn't going to burn off. I'm not going to get a chemical cut. But why you don't want to overlap the hair is because what is on my head, what is green, has already been processed and bleached. And so it's already damaged. And if you put bleach on top of that hair, you run the risk of the hair breaking off because it's not strong enough to handle the chemical process. And you will then get what is considered a chemical cut. And to me, if that happens, like, I'll just wear a wig, whatever, like, I don't care. But to other people, it might be more severe. And then pull the hair over. Don't mat it down. Make sure you leave space in between the sections you just created because bleach expands and it needs room to kind of like grow and it needs room to process. So don't like squish it down or comb it out or anything. It needs that room to kind of grow. Repeat this process on the other side. Okay. And when you're all done, set a timer. We're going to process for 30 minutes and we're going to check and see if that's going to be enough time. 30 minutes. To see if that's going to be enough time to get it to the level that I need it. This is also a really good time that if you've missed any spots, you can kind of go over and see if there's any like really dark spots looming. I literally just had enough to do my whole head. You can kind of go back. I feel like when you're doing it yourself, have a lot of grace with yourself that you are going to have some bandedness and you might have some dark spots throughout your head. You're doing it yourself. You're not in a salon. You can only see so much in a mirror, a monitor, you know, whatever your situation is. I'm also going to leave this uncovered. I'm not going to put a shower cap on or a plastic bag or anything. I'm just gonna leave it uncovered and let it process the way it's going to process. If you are worried about like missing spots and bandedness and things like that, I will say, if you wear your hair down most of the time, the main concern would be like the hairline and like the crown and top of your head. If you get some spots or bandedness, you know, towards the nape of your neck, it's not really going to be that big of a deal because your hair is going to be down. If you have shorter hair, there are ways to kind of like mask that and things like that. But again, have grace with yourself. Understand that you are doing this by yourself, probably because you're trying to save money like myself. And, you know, it's not always going to be 100% perfect. And that's okay. So yeah, we are going to process for 30 minutes. I will show hopefully a little clip of what my hair looks like pre-shower. Once the 30 minutes are done, we are going to shampoo and condition the bleach out, and then we'll see where we're at. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I will be back in about 28 minutes. Okay, you guys, it has been 30-ish minutes, and this is where we're at. I think I'm gonna go and like get ready for my shower, so that'll be another like 5-ish minutes, so about 35-40 minutes. We're at a nice like yellow golden blonde, and for the colors that I'm doing, it's either going to be blue or purple or like a green or like an aquamarine. It'll be just fine for me. I don't think I need to go like much lighter than this. I do see a couple dark spots, and that's okay. So we will just see what comes out on the other side of the shower. Alright, and this is what it is after we have showered. We are now... Our roots are prepped and ready. It did a pretty good job, or I did a pretty good job of getting everything. There doesn't look like there is that many dark spots or banding, which is really, really nice. And yeah, now we're ready for our color, whatever you choose. I think I'm gonna end up going blue. And the blue can go over this green. I'm gonna mix like a little bit of emerald and stuff with it, but yeah. That's how I bleach my roots. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. You can also, if these are too yellow for your color, if you're doing pastel or a bright pink or something that's a little bit more translucent or doesn't jive well with this kind of like yellowy tone, you can tone your roots or your bleached area with a light purple shampoo or conditioner. You can also actually use toner itself if you're doing like a shadow root type of a thing. However, like I said, I'm going to blue and or like a dark purpley color, so I don't really think that the yellow is really that big of an issue for me. I usually don't tone my roots before I do a color, which is, as many people have told me on my channel, probably a big downfall of mine. But yeah, so that's up to you if you want to tone your roots or not. I usually don't unless I'm doing like a pastel. But yeah, did a pretty good job. And now we're prepped and ready for our color. Let me know if you found this video helpful or not, or you know, what your thoughts are if you have different bleaching techniques for your root touch-ups. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. I will link some products that I really like down in the description box below, so you can check those out on your own time. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys.